Tom Campbell, the ex-NASA scientist that wrote My Theory of Everything, My Big Toe. He was one of the pioneers with Robert Monroe in the early days of Robert Monroe's hemisync and the astral projection investigation, which led to the CIA Gateway operation, and much stemmed from Monroe's investigation into how the mind worked, how you could use the astral projection, because of how prolific he was with that phenomenon. Then he visited many places and different varieties of stellar constellations. Oh no, mate. Are you famous now? And then Tom Campbell went to work for him, and he was one of his guinea pigs, I suppose, that used to go under the hemisync and try to enter into the astral, at will, and this and the other. But one of Thomas Campbell's famous sayings is "grow up," and he means grow up spiritually. And you see, grow up, physically, metaphysically, spiritually. Grow up spiritually, which is outside of the ego. And so the previous video was who do you want to be, and there's a high propensity for ego to kick in, and I want to be rich, and I want to be famous, and I want to be this, and I want to be a pop star. And I would like, okay, what do you want to do when you grow up? That's what I'm asking. What do you want to be when you grow up? When you've realised all that bollocks, where do you want to find yourself? Because these intellectuals, they will all express the main two things which are going on in the realm of being a human being. And of course, the one everybody knows about is the ego, but the one that the vast majority of people don't know about and have no relationship with is spirit. And spirit, is very deep, and it's infinite, and there's so much to learn about it. And we only ever feel that we're really just scraping the surface of a vast abyss. But to have a relationship with that, with the cosmic consciousness, then we go into different paradigms and realms of consciousness, and then things change. We change. And so I've been saying to you that I wouldn't change my life in any shape or form other than just having a mansion and the funds to cater for that. I mean, I would love to have like one of these old rundown Rothschild joints, and there's loads of them all over Europe. And I've been to one which is kept pristine, and it's like a museum. I've been to this one, and then I've been to another one whereby it's completely derelict, and you just walk around the grounds, and it's all falling to pieces. And then I've seen videos about people that actually find their way into these places, and they film all the ceilings falling down, and all the chandeliers smashed on the floor, and the huge paintings on the walls going mouldy. It's a travesty. And I'm like, look, you Rothschild people, you've got all the money on the planet. Why do you allow that to happen? Why don't you spend money on the refurbishment and the upkeep? I don't get it. There's so many things that are so very difficult to comprehend in this life. Rothschilds, the richest people on the planet, got one of their homes lying redundant, empty. Been empty for years, and the ceiling's falling through and everything. Why? They're glorious places. You're losing our history. You're losing all that beautiful architecture and the art inside. Why? So, if there's a Rothschild watching now, give me one of those houses, and I will, whatever I can, by hook or by crook, I will raise funds and I will bring that property back to its original glory. Why isn't anyone doing that? Why isn't that being offered? Now then, you know, there was this little Robin, right? This little dude here. He was just taking a bath in there. And he's having a flutter around and a bit of a dip and a bit of a drink and, you know, doing all this stuff, and he flies up into that bush and he's doing that, and just being involved and having the time to keep a constant vigil on what's going on around you is a beautiful thing which we've lost, which has been stolen from us due to this particular epoch that we are within at this moment in time, for whatever reason. There's a billion reasons, and so to step outside of that, just to say no thanks, not interested in all of that glory that you've got going on, not my bag, sorry, no. Don't invite me to any meals, and don't invite me for any ribbon cutting. Not interested in any of that stuff. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm listening to the birds. I'm out here, I'm watching the leaves gently shimmer. That's my mind. That's equal to my mind. So what's out there is equal to what's in here. If that wasn't equal to what's in here, then I wouldn't find anything remotely interesting about that. Now, this gets back to these few passages which I read of Carl Jung's Archetypes and Collective Unconscious in the last video. For any of you had the patience to sit through that, he's speaking about, look, something has to be in for you to recognize what is on the out, because people can labor and they can show you all different sorts of things, and they can show you wonderful art and amazing things, and you go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, as if you've seen it a billion times before, but you don't recognize it because you don't have the receptors inside your body, inside your mind, inside your psyche. You don't have the receptors which gives you an instant connection which goes, wow, that's amazing, that's wonderful, that is awesome, yeah, I feel it. You know, this is where the saying comes from. Can you feel it? Because you have to be able to feel it. You have to be able to receive it. You have to have the receptors. Most people, they don't have the receptors anymore. They've all been severed. They've all been deadened. They're all numb. And this is why, you know, most of you watch my videos and I'm not touching you. I'm not inspiring you. I'm not triggering you in any way. I think the vast majority of people just like to have a confirmation. You know, what does the Awakened Brave have to say that I know? And then you'll skip through a video until you come to a part which is, I know that, and then as soon as you get that I know that, then maybe you're going to thumb up, because I then have you think I have an affinity with you, or you have an affinity with me. Oh yeah, and you like that, you like having an affinity. But if I'm speaking about stuff that you've got no idea what I'm talking about, then that doesn't go anywhere, does it? It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't even titillate you inside just a little bit to think like, that's interesting, that's intriguing. Oh, you've got me thinking there, Awakened Brave. I'm going to thumb up that because I like that. I want to show other people that I like that. I want to show you that I like it, that you're serving me. In actual fact, I just put a few things down here. Yeah, that one got me thinking, that did. But it doesn't happen, does it? And so I know that, you know, and I've been saying for years and years, most people are husks. They're dead inside. They cannot be reached. And even when some of you say that, oh yeah, I love your videos and you really do this and do that, is that where it ends? Ask yourself, people, is that where it ends? Is that it? Are you ever going to be paying this forward? Are you ever going to be showing any appreciation? What are you going to do with it? Are you just going to die with it? Gathering up information. Oh, I know this, that and the other. Are you going to write a book? What are you going to do with it? Or are you just going to keep stum? In this day and age, with social media and the internet and everything, you know, even the biggest plonker numpties out there doing something, aren't they? So what do you think of yourself when you're like that? What do you think the obstacle is? What do you think the problem is? You know, I speak to somebody about these things, and this person says to me, I don't find any reason or purpose why I'd ever want to do that. I've only come here just to know that I'm here. And that's it. And now I'm just waiting for when I leave here. Doesn't want to leave any trace, doesn't want to leave any benefit, doesn't want to help anybody or anything. Nothing. Nothing. He just came to know that he's here. Whatever that means. I can't think for a whole lifetime what that would mean, just to know that you're here. Just to wake up. Okay, so you fucking woke up. Well, end it then, if that's it. That's what I say. I say, well, fucking end it then. If that's all you came here to do, now you know, fucking end it. You know, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just feeding on everybody else. It's very parasitical. Are you going to fucking pay anything forward? But you see, that's the whole thing about this thing. It's about paying it forward, people. Everything pays it forward. You pay it forward with your life, with your flesh, with your energy, but it's like a field being ploughed. It keeps being turned over and rejuvenated. That's what has to happen. And if there's no purpose other than that, just the recycling of life, then we're in it. And if you don't do it, if you don't get engaged, if you don't help anybody or anything, when you know you can, then what does that mean? What does that, how does that reflect on you? There's something wrong there, isn't there? And it's a deficit, and it's something which isn't natural and conducive to the world, because the world would not thrive if you know, many people were like you. And so, you know, praise the Lord for people like me that are inspiring, that are putting things forward and, you know, titivating, tantalizing, you know, people's consciousness into doing something, saying something, writing something, you know, paying something forward, whatever. That's what it's all about. Inspiring people. But if you're one of these dull people, never says anything, never inspires anybody, what's your purpose? I mean, I can only think that the fucking worms are going to look forward to your demise, because nobody else is. You know, it's just the fucking worms. You know, that's the only use that you are. Something else feeding on you and fucking, you know, tilling the soil. So what's it about? It's about fucking growing up. That's what it's about. Fucking growing up. And just looking at things and realising there's more, there's more, there's more, there's more. There's so much more. And how many of you just stop when you're reading something, listening to something, you get to a certain point and then you just stop. And you don't want to investigate any further. You don't want to go any higher. You don't want to go any lower. That's it. Oh, that's enough for you. And I'm always speaking to people close to me. Wow. Up in that tree there is a missile thrush, and it's the first one I've seen this year, and it is an incredible, beautiful bird. I'm going to see if I can capture. Well, she's got something in her beak. I don't know if it's nest building or feeding, can't see from here. But that has made my day, week and month, because these birds, they have diminished around this region, mostly in Britain, over 50% in recent years. And so now I'm going to come back from that, because I'm going to need to just observe her with my natural eyes. Oh, wow. Isn't she a beauty? And I just wonder why they are so diminished. Oh my God, it's a very similar shape to a green woodpecker. Size and shape. And how they move. Well, I just want to see her take flight. See what she's like. What are you looking for, mate? Hey! What are you looking for? And there's a little bit of grass or something in the beak, so she's nest building. Where's she building? Is it nearby? Ah, might be in here. Might be in the top there somewhere. I like it where it's very secluded. So, I'll keep. Okay, so it's in here somewhere. She's now gone over there, up there. I've got a hunch she's going in there. Let's see, shall we? Well, it's going to take a long time to build your nest if you have to have this level of surveillance every time you bring a blade of grass back. Go on, where are you going? If I wasn't going to the gym now, well, I mean, even if I'm going to the gym, I've just been arrested by this site, and now my interest has been sparked, and I'm going to watch her for as long as it takes until I discover where she's nesting, and then I'm going to remember that. Okay, there she goes then, that's it. So she's nesting in one of those V's in that ivy. Huh. Perfect. So just in one of those V's, that's where she'll be. Well, very satisfying that. The joys of life. Anyway, I've got loads more to say, of course. I'll say it on another occasion, can't I?